The main purpose of these videos is to help you see opportunities for activity, thus the title, Activate. The first activity you can do is to like, subscribe, and share this video on your social media platforms. Today I want to point out something which can help you when discussing the value of the John Birch Society relative to the message we get out to the public and its value in trying to involve people in the John Birch Society. Last week, Tucker Carlson on Fox exposed something we've been saying for literally decades, and that is the scheme to merge North America into one country. He discussed with Congressman Matt Gaetz how the President of Mexico urged Biden to support an EU style of government, and how Biden apparently agreed with the idea. What Carlson failed to mention was the means by which they intend to do so, the so-called free trade treaties, such as the USMCA or United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. Since the approval of NAFTA in 1994, there have been many trade agreements and partnerships negotiated by the United States. Many have been approved by Congress. However, there are two very important agreements that were stopped. In 1994, the United States began talks for the establishment of the Free Trade Area of the Americas, or the FTAA. The FTAA was modeled after NAFTA, but it was intended to go much further. Instead of 3 nations, it was to include 34 democratic countries in the Americas. The FTAA was intended to be the most extensive trade agreement in history. Fortunately, the society was able to spread the word about the dangers of this idea, and it failed. Next came the Security and Prosperity Partnership, or SPP, in 2005. This new partnership was intended to expand on NAFTA and eventually establish a North American Union. It promoted information sharing, improving productivity, reducing the costs of trade, enhancing the joint stewardship of the environment, and facilitating agricultural trade while creating a safer and more reliable food supply. This partnership also involved the North American highway system, which caused quite a stir. Landowners were furious when they realized just how much land would be taken from them. The SPP was widely seen as an attempt to establish a North American Union. Once again, because of the concerted action of many educated and concerned Americans led by the John Birch Society, the SPP was defeated. Since then, Americans have been sold the same bill of goods time and time again. In 2016, we were able to convince many that the TPP and TTIP, so-called free trade deals, were a bad idea, and that NAFTA even needed to be scrapped. Trump even sounded as if he was going to support that idea, but then switched to reforming NAFTA rather than getting rid of it. Then came the USMCA, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, supposedly designed to have free trade but without NAFTA, except the one-worlders in our midst, such as the Council on Foreign Relations, said it was NAFTA plus and applauded it. We tried to warn enough people of the danger of this pact, but too many conservatives supported it. Few people outside of the John Birch Society ever read the 3,000 pages it entailed before it was implemented. We immediately saw the dangers that included the imposition of the United Nations into so much of our government and control over our finances and waterways. Now, this is the agreement that the President of Mexico wants to use to unite our 3 countries into a single nation, scrapping our Declaration of Independence and Constitution. He has met with Biden with this proposal, and by all appearances, Biden has agreed to move forward on this proposal. Tucker finally woke up to what was going on, but still did not reveal the significance of the means by which they mean to do it, using free trade as a disguise. It's taken him 20 years to see the light with this scheme. This is a very important step towards a one-world government, and we've been in the forefront of this battle for decades. Use this point to demonstrate to non-members the value of our organization and why they need to be involved. We are almost always in the forefront of exposing dangerous proposals to the American people. They may not readily see the truth of this exposure at first. This example is one that's taken Carlson quite a while to see. But over the years, we've been judged right in our exposure of what the communists have in store for us, even when it sounds implausible at the time. It is the experience of our organization coupled with the research that we can do which sets us apart. In addition, we expose those who are behind such schemes. Point these things out to those you are working on and ask them if they wouldn't prefer to be in the vanguard, the organization that is in the forefront in the battle to save the Republic by joining the John Birch Society.